have had interactions with this man for now going on 2 years. I am putting my shoes back on, so that's when you see me running into the bathroom with all the things in my hand, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out without him seeing me. And that's when I run out the front door.
She's terrified, and he's right behind her.
Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm Kalen, if you didn't know that already, and today we have to talk about a topic that I find really interesting and important, and that, of course, is the concept of stalking. And for those of you who don't know already, I have a book called The Elevator Man, which really dives into that topic, and I mean, technically I have another book too, but we don't talk about that one. That was a really early project I made a very long time ago, so we just pretend it doesn't exist. But you know, this is like my main work here, and it goes over that concept because it's something that I just find so peculiar and interesting, and it's not discussed enough, it's not taken seriously enough a lot of the time. And one of the biggest problems about stalking is that even though it is a crime, it's a crime that rarely goes punished because it's usually quite difficult to prove, and because it's often protected by, I don't know, the First Amendment. If you stand outside somebody's house or sit outside somebody's house in a car, you could argue you're just using a public space and expressing your right to be there. And even though it might technically be stalking, might be really hard to actually prove that that was your intention, and therefore it becomes difficult to prosecute. And people who are victims of stalking a lot of the times find themselves in really unfavorable situations with the stalker. Many of them wind up severely hurt, dead, or you know, you already know what types of possibilities there are. So that's one of the reasons I find stalking so interesting. And The Elevator Man is a story that goes deep into a person's experience with that and how they combat it and how they conquer it. But that's all I'll tell you for now. If you want to get yourself a copy, there should be like a link in the description. Anyway, self-promotion over. Let's get to why I made this video. Thanks to the fact that everybody has a phone in their pocket and access to the internet, a lot of these creepy bastards are getting caught in 4K and shamed on the internet, which is a wonderful thing. It makes it a lot harder for these douchebags to get away with this nonsense, but it still doesn't change the fact that these experiences are terrifying, shouldn't happen, and are a serious problem that needs to be talked about. So without further ado, I just want to jump right into an obvious example.
What's up?
I just saw you just crossing by, and I couldn't have just passed by without coming to just ask you what your name was. You're really attractive.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't
It's
know
kind of
if you're
weird to
single.
come to my house.
Weird. I just wanted to just ask.
Okay.
So anyway, based on that energy, I'll just let you go.
Yeah. Don't follow people home.
I'm not following you home.
The fuck?
What the fuck?
Hey, I had the same reaction.
I'm so glad I recorded that. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Bro, you're gonna have to change your address. You're gonna move somewhere else, because I mean, maybe this guy will never come back, but can never be too safe. All right, as somebody who has, I don't know, found somebody attractive before, one thing I can guarantee you is that the idea of following them to their home to ask them out has never crossed my mind, and good lord have I never come close to even acting upon that. Now, let me make a very important statement and a distinction. I understand that in order to meet people, you might have to, like, I don't know, approach them, talk to them, get into their vicinity. Just maybe don't hop in your car and follow them to their residence in order to do so. If you miss your opportunity because, I don't know, you're at the gym or something and, you know, you couldn't muster up the strength and the energy to do it then and there, sorry, you missed your shot, Big Cheese. Better luck next time. Move on with your life. Do not then pursue, because I guarantee you, that is not going to go well. Being followed home is a scary fucking thing, and there's no way that she's gonna come out that door and be like, oh, how romantic, you absolute Prince Charming. May I just jump into your arms and you carry me away in your fucking chariot or whatever the fuck. Yeah, no, that's just, it's never gonna play out that way. I don't know if that's how they picture in their minds, or just like rerunning this perfect scenario while they're driving to the house, like, yes, she's going to open the door when I get there, and she's going to be so blown away that I followed her because, you know, I'm just so committed, because I'm just so interested. Like, clearly that's going to woo her instantly, and this is going to work. I'm going to bag myself a new girlfriend tonight, and this is how it's going to go. Yeah, no, sorry, dude. I don't know what type of mental gymnastics it takes to convince yourself of that, but whatever you got going on up there is not healthy. Now, let me say this to every single person who might consider doing anything remotely close to it. It is a bad idea 157% of the time. Do not do it. And I can't believe I even have to say that, but there's goofballs out there who do this shit and they think it's normal. So yeah, let's clarify that right now. Also, the way the guy like walks away like all sad, he's like, you know what, the vibes aren't good, so I'm just gonna leave. And then she's like, yeah, like don't follow me home. He's like, I wasn't following you home. Bitch, then what do you call it? Sorry, were you a little bit, you know, offended by the language that she used, following her home? No, I was escorting you to your residence from a distance and ensuring your safety. That's what he was doing, guys, not following her home. Let's just get that right. Man, get your fake chivalrous ass on somewhere, bruh. That faux white knight stuff is dead. I don't know, maybe if he had hit her with a, excuse me, milady, when he appeared at her door, maybe things would have worked out better. Now, while there is clearly more stories about just straight up stalking that we're going to talk about, I kind of want to wind down from that a little bit and then pick that back up later. With one of these types of instances where somebody approaches you in a way that is considered acceptable, but then they won't leave, right? They can't take no for an answer, or they can't read the room, they can't read the vibes, can't understand that you're not interested, you do not want anything to do with them. Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Like, where do you take those out? You gotta, like, it's like you sure you want one?
Oh no, I got it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just lifting him out.
Oh, you're strong.
Yeah, thank you.
Hold on. What's your name?
Anna.
Anna. You just building something?
Huh?
You building something?
Nah, I'm moving.
It's like every pretty girl moving out of
Well,
why?
I'm gonna still be a but
Just that area.
yeah.
Like, hope. Like,
No, I don't know. That way.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know that way.
Yeah.
Nah, I actually don't. Yeah, I know. How old are you?
23.
Man, you were young.
Yeah.
I thought you were like 20 or 19.
No way.
Yes, way. That's just like that. You know Army?
Huh?
What you do?
I work for a security company.
How you like it?
It's good.
Security
It's
company.
interesting. Yeah.
A lot of crazy people.
It stays interesting.
That's just, I thought about doing security,
Yeah.
but they was like I'm too like intimidating.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how you have to be.
Right. Nah, you look sweet as an angel. You're a little intimidating, but you probably got some tricks up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Alright.
Always.
Actually, well, it seems like you getting ready to move. You in a rush?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Mind if I grab your number?
I'm not looking for anything like that,
Oh,
but
me
I
either,
appreciate
me
it. No, it's okay. You have a good one?
Well, I probably wanted to paint or draw with you.
No, that's okay. But you have a good one.
How about this? Can I put my number in your phone?
No.
I can't let you leave me.
No, I know.
I know.
Yeah.
You do YouTube?
It's okay. Yeah, I'm vlogging.
Now, let's be real. This was fine up until a certain point, right? Now, obviously, some people aren't able to, you know, fully read the room and fully get a grip on something, especially since somebody could just be awkward, you know? Maybe she was interested. Obviously, I'm just throwing a bone here, okay? I understand it's pretty clear that she's not, but I'm just saying from the perspective of this individual, he can't tell for some reason, right? It's not clicking, right? It's not clicking that she's not interested. It happens, okay? So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. That's all. Now, consider that for a moment. But once she's like, no, I'm not like looking for anything, that's your cue to move on, unfortunately. He does also say at the end, like, I can't just let you leave me. Like, dude, I'm sorry, like, you've been rejected, you've got to learn how to take no. She's not interested. I understand that you're very interested. You know what I mean? Like you want to, you know, establish something here, but I'm afraid she does not. And people have to learn how to respect that. And this is probably one of the most tame examples of this, but I think it's a good one to talk about because it shows that like kind of that gray area, right? Where the approaching wasn't bad, wasn't wrong, but then he didn't know how to leave when he was told that she wasn't interested. And that's where it becomes an issue. Obviously, I think this mostly ends, you know, cordially, and she kind of just gets on out of there and she's fine. Doesn't get stalked or pursued afterwards, which is a good thing. However, there are some creepy douchebags out there who will do those things, and we're going to talk more about that. Now, this instance also involves a like content creator, goes by Sam Frank, and this chap, this absolute Giga Chad, professor of romance, offers a proposition quite literally, and let's just see how this fucking goes.
Ow. No! Huh?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Interested in a well-compensated proposition?
No, I'm good.
What does that mean? You better get the fuck out of here before I call the cops on you, you fucking weirdo.
Well compensated proposition.
Ow.
All right, y'all, let's raise our hands if we have any idea what the hell that means. Anybody? No? Do you know? Because I sure as hell don't. I have no clue. Never heard that before in my life. Now, maybe we can use some context clues and maybe conjure up a meaning for that, possibly. Well compensated means he's going to pay or provide some sort of reward or whatever. You know, you're going to get something out of it. You're going to gain something. Proposition is like an offer. So an offer where you're going to get something out of it. He's talking about his schlong, I think. It's got to be it, right? Well compensated, the reward, he wants to take you home. That's what it is, and you're gonna get the benefit of having him. Yup, that's what he wants. That's got to be it. That's the only thing that makes sense, right? It's got to be, right? Unless you guys have better ideas, and I'm willing to bet that you don't. Yeah, how about that? Anyway, this is just weird. Like, to be real serious now, this is just a really, really strange way to approach somebody. I don't know how he conjured this goofy ass idea in his brain, but these men really got to stop acting on the most ridiculous things that pop in their head. They're like going through all these ideas, this idea, that idea, this idea, and they always pick probably the worst one. And if they're not picking the worst one, I am scared to find out what the worst one is, because I have a hard time picturing that. Like the guy who followed the girl home, I imagine there had to be a bunch of different ideas in that brain of his, and he selected that one, and I'm hoping that there's nothing worse than that. Like, I don't know, breaking into her house and hiding in her bathroom and then like jumping out like a horror movie supervillain and being like, will you go on a date with me? Like, yeah, I'm sure that one was probably in the cards for him. All right, y'all, so now we've kind of winded down with some of these little goofier ones. Time to get back to the serious stuff that we need to talk about.
You want to test it out?
Oh, I'm sorry, you can't sit there.
Got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
You do?
No.
I bet he can't throw it down like me.
Okay.
You want to test it out?
Oh, I'm sorry, you can't sit there. My friend's coming to meet me.
I know you're lying.
Why would I lie?
You just want to get me away, but that's definitely not happening. The only way you're getting rid of me is by, you know what?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Now, I can tell you've never had an experience like this.
I'm sorry. Do you talk like that to everyone?
Anybody that's as pretty as you.
Alright, I appreciate it, but seriously, you have to go. My friend's about to be here and like she needs to see.
Well, let's go. Let's stitch her. Let's have a good time.
I think you should go.
No, I'm not going anywhere unless I'm taking you with me.
Okay, I'll call someone over to get you to go then.
I'll just tell them that we're related or we're together. Who they're gonna believe, me or you?
Alright, I'm just gonna go.
When in doubt, people, when wooing her doesn't work, let's start insulting, threatening, and just being an absolute dick. I mean, that's gotta work. I mean, you're told when you're 5 years old that, you know, being mean to somebody is the way to get their attention, right? To get them to like you. Let's try that approach. Obviously, I am just yanking your chain here. That's a load of hot garbage. This is probably the most ridiculous, useless, dumb thing you could possibly do in this situation. And the truth of the matter is, this is not like some isolated incident. This isn't rare. This type of shit happens often. The truth of the matter is, a lot of men can't handle rejection. There's no excuse. Like, when you're a grown adult, You've had years, decades to mature. You should learn how to handle rejection. If you can't handle rejection, you shouldn't be going and asking people out. Because if you're just gonna make a fool of yourself and make things worse and make them uncomfortable to whoever it is that you approach, then you're a problem. You're a menace to society. And this guy is a menace by saying that like she should ditch her friend and that he's gonna lie about having like being in a relationship or being a friend of hers or a relative or whatever if somebody approaches them. Like, this isn't the way to win her over, man. When she said that she had a boyfriend, she wasn't interested in you, you say, oh, sorry about that, and you move on with your life, and that's it. You take it on the chin like a champ, man, like a real champ. You take it on the chin and you move on with your life. Go try your shot again elsewhere. You know what they say, there's plenty of fish in the sea, dude. I get it, you're really infatuated by her, but I'm sure you'll be really infatuated by somebody else. And it's better to save yourself the creepiness label, to save yourself the breath, the energy, and save her the fucking trauma by just moving on with your life, dude. Like, you don't want to be one of those guys, one of those nice guys, one of those people who don't know how to handle rejection. There's already too many of those, and let me just make this very obvious and clear. Y'all ain't winning right now. Y'all are taking nothing but L's. Take it from somebody who's not a complete degenerate doofus, okay? And I'm talking about myself, all right? I know, might be hard to believe. Now, this story we're about to listen to is actually what made me sit down and want to make this video, because this just popped up on my TikTok, and I was like, oh my god, this story is crazy. And I was like, there's probably, I mean, I know, I've seen stories like this, and I know there's so many stories like this, and it's a topic that I mentioned earlier on in the video that just really interests me. And I think it's just something that needs to be talked about more, that needs to be taken more seriously, and you're going to find out exactly why from, I'm sure you already know, but this video really outlines exactly why all those things are so important.
I just came out of Dollar Tree. I went in there for tampons, and I'm like standing in the feminine products aisle, and a man walks into the aisle, and I don't really think much of it, but of course I'm aware of my surroundings. And I'm like, you know what, there's ants. There's a huge ant bed right outside my apartment, so I need to go get some Raid to make sure they spray it on the door so they don't come into my apartment. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get that. I go over to that aisle, across the store, and guess who appears in that aisle? He does. And I'm like, all right, like twice is like a little like, okay, I need to be watching this, like whatever. And then as I'm walking there, I walk by the makeup, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to stop and look at it or whatever. I stop and I look, and then he appears in the aisle again, and I'm like, okay, this is annoying. So I go back to the feminine products aisle because I still hadn't grabbed what I needed, and he's just standing there. He's just standing there looking at the tampons. Like, sir, I know you don't need that. Even if for some reason you're getting that for a family member or a girlfriend, like, why were you in the same lanes as me? Okay, whatever, fine. I'm like, whatever, let me just get my stuff and go, okay? As I'm heading towards the register, he heads towards the register, but he doesn't have anything in his hand. So he just kind of hangs out around the like stuff they put by the register, and then when I check out, he walks out the front door. So he's technically in front of me, but he's walking out at the same time, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna keep him in front of me. So we're walking out at the same time. He goes to his car, I go to mine, immediately lock the doors. I'm like, all right, I'm in my car, I'm good. I go to drive, okay? I pull out, there's not a lot of people in the parking lot, it's Memorial Day. I pull out, and he pulls out at the same time, okay? And I go this way, he goes this way, but then to get back to like the main road, we're on parallel roads.
All right, guys, what do you think so far? I mean, normal events, right? Typical encounter with a creepy man at the, grocery store or convenience store, wherever you're at. It's usually how this goes down, right? Follows you around a little bit, doesn't say a word, and then gets in his car, follows you as you drive out, you know what I mean? I hate that I'm making a joke about that, but I know for a fact that there's probably some of you watching this who can relate and probably have experienced something like this. And that's honestly so horrifying, and it's just terrible. I'm gonna let her continue her story before I, tell my whole thoughts on this, but just want to make sure that we took a moment to reflect on these very normal events happening thus far.
and he's just going with me. And I'm like, I'm not going to the exit where I'm inevitably going to get stopped at this red light with this man behind me. I'm not doing that. So I turned into Chipotle that was close. And lo and behold, I park at Chipotle. Guess who shows up? Just traveling behind my car. I'm like, okay, this is a thing. This is now a thing. Anyways, I pull out of the Chipotle and then I decide to go up to the intersection. I don't know where he went at that moment, but then he pulls up behind me at the intersection and I was gonna go straight. But then when he pulled up behind me, I ended up going right. And perfect timing, there were 2 cops that were at the intersection, but they were going like the opposite way, but they were at the intersection. And I don't know if their presence scared him away, but he didn't follow me. So anyways, I got away.
So this video is getting pretty lengthy. I mean, her story is also, she tells a lot, and she gives a second part. I don't think it's about a different guy, I'm not totally sure, who was like following her around at an arcade while she was with her boyfriend and friends and things like that. And she talks about something I think is really important, where she starts to feel like she's acting crazy or dramatic if she were to, you know, speak out about the guy following her around, or she thinks is following her around, or like maybe she's like imagining it, maybe this isn't really happening. I don't know. And that's a feeling that I believe many women in her situation also experience a lot of the time. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that if this is happening, it could be something that turns into a dangerous situation if not handled delicately. And that's the problem. It's one of the major issues with stalking, because honestly, there's not a lot you can do other than try to find a way to like evade the person. But if they find your home, for instance, and they want to keep stalking you, or they find out where you work, it's like it becomes much more difficult and becomes much more dangerous, unless you want to just pack up your bags and move across states. But a lot of the time you just can't do that. You can't just pick up your life and move somewhere else to get away with these people. When you go to the police, a lot of times they're going to tell you, well, there's not really anything we can do. Like, they have to like commit a crime, or they have to do something for them to be able to get involved. And if that happens, then it might be too little too late at that point. And, you know, I hate to do another little self-promotion here, but the book that I've been working on for a while, but I've taken a seriously long break, is the sequel to The Elevator Man, which kind of dives into like actually getting like a legitimate resource that can actually help people with this type of issue actually have somewhere to go, someone to talk to, someone who can help with actually dealing with people who are stalking, and the police can't or won't do anything about it before it's too late. And yeah, that's a serious problem that doesn't get discussed nearly enough. So honestly, the best thing you can do is to keep yourself as protected and as safe as possible. Carry pepper spray, bear mace, whatever you gotta bring with you. A shank, possibly. Glock 19. I don't know. You know, whatever you need to keep yourself safe. Because if you end up in a situation where you're alone and some dude who's been stalking you for a while takes an opportunity and you have nothing to defend yourself, then it's not looking good. And unfortunately, again, getting the police involved a lot of times isn't going to help. So that's what it kind of comes down to. Sucks that that's the reality. Obviously, this shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't have to worry about fucking creepy ass dudes following you home when you don't want them to. Which I imagine is all the time. But for some strange reason, there's people out there who believe that they can do this, that it's a good idea, that's a smart idea, that, I don't know, that they have some sort of right, some sort of entitlement to women who they just come across at a convenience store or an arcade or whatever it is. And it's pretty sick, and it's also strikingly common. But anyway, I'll probably talk more about this in a follow-up, because there's a couple of stories I honestly wanted to touch on that I didn't even get to, because this video is getting so long, I have so much to say. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video and you want to hear more about this topic, just let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you all next time.